on, guys? Welcome to a very special episode of the Two Bros Podcast. For the second week in a row, we have a special episode. I am Bryce, and as always, I am joined along by.
I am Matt, and I am repping my Cleveland Cavaliers.
I'm wearing Lakers stuff, so I think there's a reason that you guys probably know if you're watching this. You know exactly what it is. We
Mhm.
are doing with the NBA season starting tomorrow, like 21 hours from now. We are going to give our 2025-2026 NBA season previews. We're going to do predictions, we're going to do playoff standings, and we are going to give our awards. So let's start with the Atlantic Division and let's go from 5 to 1. Who do you have as your fifth team in the Atlantic Division with
Um,
their record?
I think this is probably the most obvious one we're gonna have of these, but I have the Brooklyn Nets. I think
Hmm.
they improved. Don't get me wrong. I like their moves this offseason.
Hmm.
MPJ is a scorer, but as long as your number one guy is Cam Thomas, you have a problem.
Yeah,
The Nets, I just do not. I didn't put a record on there, but I just don't foresee them being any good.
I have the Nets and fifth, and I have them at 23 and 59. I don't think they're the worst team in the Eastern Conference for at all, but I do think that they are not going to be good at all next year. They don't have enough yet, maybe in the future, but this team is not built for now. They're built for down the road.
I agree.
Next team, this is where it might get a little dicey because who do you have it for? Because I
I have the
feel like you and I
Raptors.
both have, yep, you and I both have different fourth place teams.
Um, I I saw Bryce's ahead of time because I needed to know how to label this. But I think that the only bad team that'll be in this division is the Nets. I think the rest of them will be competitive. So, but I do have the Raptors going for.
I have the Celtics in fourth with 30 and 52. I don't think that this team is any good. Them trading away Kristaps for nothing is going to hurt them. Them losing Jason Tatum is going to hurt them.
Well, he potentially is going to play this season.
He's not going to play this year. He tore his Achilles. There's no way in hell he's going to
He's
play this
already
year.
moving with nearly full contact.
Aaron Rodgers was cleared, what, 5 weeks after he tore his Achilles, and he didn't touch the field at all with the Jets. He's not playing.
That's
Jason
because Blake
Tatum
Beaton
is
was
not
over.
playing at all. Jason Tatum is not playing at all. Next, third place. I feel like your third place
I
is my fourth
have
place.
Boston.
Yeah.
While I don't think they're gonna be like the fourth place team. I think realistically they will probably lose Jason Tatum for not, if not the whole season, most of the season. But I do think they have a very solid team around them. Jaylen Brown is an outstanding player. Derek White is very good. Peyton Pritchard
Who,
solid.
who are they going to get to
Nimias
play center?
Queta, Nimias Queta, who is a very pretty decent backup. So I don't know what I think they'll probably make some moves in the what's it called? Oh my gosh, sorry. Breaking news from the NFL. Mike Evans broke his clavicle and will miss most of the season.
Oh my God. I saw that, but I didn't know how true it was, so I didn't want to talk about it, but
Wow.
he's
Sorry. All
done for
right,
the year.
Bryce. Who is your three?
My third is the team that you had at fourth. I think the Toronto Raptors are going to finish fourth at 37 and 45. I do think Emmanuel quickly, Scotty Barnes, and Brandon Ingram is going to be a lethal 1-2-3 combo. However, I don't think it is enough to compete with the top two teams in this division.
Bryce, who is your number two?
Number two, I have the Knicks. I have the Knicks at 46 and 36. I don't have the Knicks winning the Atlantic. I think that this is going to really be a bounce back year for the Celtics, and we are finally going to see why they gave Paul George
You mean the
all that
Sixers?
money. Yeah, the Sixers. And I think that we're finally going to see why the Sixers gave Paul George all that money, and we're going to finally see the return of Joel Embiid back to being the MVP form that we both love for Joel Embiid.
Bryce, my number two seed is the 76. Number two team is in the 76ers. I do think there'll be a bounce back year for them. I just don't foresee Paul George being a massive part of it. I actually foresee VJ Edgecombe being a major aspect to the point where he starts over Paul George this year. Um, but I do think VJ Edgecombe will have a very, very big impact on this team, along with a potentially healthy Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey being continuously good.
Yeah. Alrighty, now we're going to move on to the Central Division. Who do
Well,
you have?
so my number
Oh
one
yeah,
seed is the Knicks. Yours is what?
The Sixers. I have them. I have the Sixers finishing at 51 and 31.
I have the Knicks taking the number one seed in the Atlantic.
Who do you have at your fifth in the
My
Central?
number five seed is the Pacers. With Tyrese Halliburton missing pretty much the entire season, this team will lose its identity. I do think they have a very good team outside of Tyrese Halliburton, but I think when you lose your entire identity, you lose your ability to play
They
basketball.
also don't have Miles Turner either.
Miles Turner's gone. It'll be Pascal Siakam and Andrew Nemhard running the show. Uh, I just don't know if that's good enough, in my opinion.
Next, I at my five, I have the Chicago Bulls finishing with a record worse than the Brooklyn Nets. I have them finishing at 22 and 16. I think we are finally going to see the Bulls embrace the tank fully. I think we are. And I
That's
think this is going to be the Josh Giddey show.
interesting
And
to me.
yeah, I think the Bulls are going to have the second worst record in the Eastern Conference.
My fourth seed for the Central is the Bulls. I think they actually look a lot better than people are going to give them credit for. So I am a little higher on them than you are, if I have to say so.
I have, and at four, I have the Indiana Pacers. I do think this is a better team right now, still without Tyrese Halliburton, without Miles Turner, than the Chicago Bulls are. I do think that because you still have Pascal Siakam. You still have, who else do they? Why am I trying to? It's Pascal Siakam, Andrew Nembhard, Obi Toppin. I think Obi Toppin is going to have a really solid year. And I think this is the year that maybe that they go 31 and 51. They're going to miss the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to be in one of the five worst teams in the West, or one of the three worst teams in the West or East, I should say.
Interesting. Bryce, who is your number? So sorry.
Three.
Who's your number three seed then?
I have the Milwaukee Bucks finishing third in the Central with the record of 47 and 35. I do like the addition of Miles Turner, but I think the loss of Brook Lopez hurts, but they filled that and then some with Miles Turner, he was essentially a younger, better Brook Lopez. But the loss of Dame hurts because I don't know who they're going to have play point guard now. I don't know who they're going to have play point guard now after Damian Lillard was traded away. Besides, he was not going to play this year at all, anyways. But
I will say that is a big question for me. I think their point guard is a point of emphasis for something you need to keep an eye on. But I do feel confident about the Spurs. Oh, sorry, the Spurs, the Bucks. Um, my third seed is the Pistons, or my third team. I really like the Pistons. I think they're going to be very good, but there is something about this Bucks team. I think Giannis is out for blood.
that's true. I can see that. But I do think the Pistons are all around built better. I think they have
I
a
agree.
better all around roster. Obviously, Giannis is better than any player in this division, maybe in this conference. But but this team from 1 to 15 is built a lot better than the Milwaukee Bucks are in their current state.
I can see
I
that.
think they don't have obviously Giannis and Miles Turner are better than Tobias Harris and Jalen Duren, but
Are you saying those are the two best players in the Pistons?
no, I'm
Oh,
saying
oh,
yeah,
oh, okay. Position
yeah,
wise. Sorry.
yeah. But I think everybody else, obviously, Cade's better than whoever the
Yeah.
hell the Bucks are going to throw out a guard. I do think the Pistons bench are better. They even have what Jaden Ivey too.
Yeah.
Yeah, point their guard locks down Milwaukee. Yeah, the only weakness is they don't have a top five caliber player that the Bucks do.
So Bryce, your number two, who would it be?
Right in the Central Division, I have the
Yeah.
Detroit Pistons.
So we both have the same number one seed then.
Yeah, we do. I
Cavs.
think that was the only one that we had the same.
I think so.
I have them going 64 and 18. I have them having the best
Wow.
record of the entire league. I
Wow.
have them having the best record of the entire league. I
Wow.
they have a glaring issue, and that is
Yeah.
they have a
Small
shooting guard
ball.
who is my height right now. They have a shooting guard who is 6'1".
I
So
think he's more of a point guard, and I wish they would move Darius Garland and get a point guard or a shooting guard around him. By the way, I've been a Cavs fan since 2003. I stuck with them through their Dion Waiters years, so do not call me a bandwagon
yeah,
at all.
don't listen. I'm a Laker fan. If you were to call me a bandwagoner, That's still ridiculous because I stuck through the Ryan Kelly years. But
I
if you
watched the Matthew
don't call him
Dellavedova,
a
Anthony
don't
Bennett,
call.
Dion Waiters seasons. Do not. I
Mhm.
watched them before they got Kyrie Irving when LeBron left. But yeah,
The
I have the Cavs number one.
Antoine Jameson and Baron
Oh,
Davis
that was
Cavs.
so bad.
That Cavs team.
Oh, I still thought one of the greatest games of all time I got to watch was that game 7 in 2016.
I know.
Bryce,
Next, we're
South.
gonna finish the East with the Southeast Division. Who do you have at five? I'm pretty sure we're gonna have the same five order for
Well,
this.
I have the Hornets.
Yeah. Well,
The Hornets
what?
at my number five. I don't know what it is, but the Hornets, I have a feeling they're going to get even worse this year. LaMelo Ball, I like him a lot. Brandon Miller, I think is great. I think they don't have any chemistry. This team is something I thought would develop a lot more together, and they haven't.
It's because they've
And
been
I,
injured.
I just don't think Con Knuple, I think it is, or
Knepel?
Liam McNeely will be anything helpful for them this year. I do foresee them being worse than the Wizards.
I have the Wizards having the worst record. Maybe I think the worst record in the entire league. No, second worst record of the entire league. I have them going 19 and 63 and finishing worst in the Southeast. At my number four, though, I do have the Charlotte Hornets finishing 9 games better, 28 and 54. I think that this is not going to be a good team if they're not healthy. However, if they're healthy, this was a play-in team when they were fully healthy, when they had a fully healthy LaMelo Ball. Are we going to see a fully healthy LaMelo Ball? That's the question with the Hornets, because that's the only thing holding them back from being any higher on this division standings.
Bryce, my number four seed is the Miami Heat. I think that this is one of the worst teams we've seen in a long time. And I really just don't foresee the Heat having any real talent to run with.
This is worse than my Jackson Dart 8 on
Bryce, let me cook, man. Let me cook. Who is your number four? You already told me your number
At
four.
number three. I have the Miami Heat finishing with a record of 40 and 42. I think if it's an Eric Spoelstra team, they will not be bad. They won't. They never have. And it's like Mike Tomlin with the Steelers. They will never be bad. They won't. They're just going to be average at worst.
My number three seed is the Washington Wizards. I think the Wizards take a big step forward this year. I think that they actually improve after the trade they made this offseason. And I think that somehow they kind of put it together.
That's wild. That's wild. And my number that that's I
Bryce
what?
speechless.
What?
I'm Bryce speechless.
At number two, I have the Orlando Magic with a record of 48 and 34. I have them finishing as the second best team in the Southeast because they still do have a lot of answers. Can Franz Wagner get his jump shot back? Will Mo Wagner be healthy again? Will Paolo be healthy? Will Jalen Suggs be healthy? We saw this team as a playoff team last year with all their injuries. They need a go-to scorer, and maybe Desmond Bane is that guy that's going to be their go-to scorer. But if Desmond Bane is your number one option, you're not
Paulo
getting 50
Banchero is the number one
wins.
option.
No, it's going to be Desmond Bane. He's going to be their number one scorer. He's going to be their go-to scorer this year.
Bryce, I have the Hawks being my number two seed. I really like the moves they made this offseason. I think it's
Yeah, I
fantastic
think
hitting.
they won the offseason.
Nikhil Alexander Walker, Kristaps
Kristaps for
Porzingis.
nothing.
They made some great moves, and I think this is going to be a team you need to be nervous about. But I still have Orlando as my number one team. I think if they're all healthy, they're the better team. Paolo Banchero is better than Trae Young, in my opinion. I think they better have the better. I think they even have the better second option in Franz over Kristaps, and I think that Desmond Bane being their third option is much better than the third option in Atlanta being who?
Dyson Daniels, who just
Dyson
got a
Daniels.
massive contract extension
He's more of a
today.
defensive player than anything else, but
Yeah, but
I like this Hawks team a lot. I just like Orlando better.
listen, guys, if I'm high on the Atlanta Hawks,
That's crazy.
the Atlanta
Just hate
Hawks are going to
Trae
be
Young.
good because I am so anti Trae
Hate
Young
Trae
in
Young.
any era of basketball, any level of basketball, it's not even funny.
Bryce would
But
pick up high school over Trae Young.
I think that this Atlanta Hawks team has potential to be one of the best teams in the entire league. Their defense, they're going to be one of the three, top 3 to top 5 defenses in basketball this year. With Dyson Daniels, Kristaps Porzingis, and Onyeka Okongwu, this team is going to be incredible. They're going to be impossible to score on. You will not be able to score on them unless Trae Young is guarding you. Then whoever's point guard, just let them score, and the other 4 do absolutely nothing.
Let them cook, man. Let them cook.
Yeah. Alrighty. So we're going to do the East playoff standings. I did it 1 through 6, and then the play-in range I did 7 through 10. Who do you have as your 10 in the East?
I have
the
Washington Wizards as my number 10 seed, making the play-in tournament.
I have the 10. I have the Indiana Pacers at 10.
My
number 9,
Chicago.
I have Toronto.
Number 8, Boston.
I have Miami at 8.
Number 7, Atlanta.
I have the Knicks at 7.
6 is the Pistons.
I have the Bucks at 6.
5 is the Sixers.
I have the Magic at 5.
4 are the Bucks.
I have the Pistons at 4.
3 are the Magic.
I have the Sixers at 3.
2 are the Knicks.
I have the Hawks at 2.
And number 1 is Cleveland.
I have Cleveland at 1 also. So now we're going to save the Pacific Division for last because that's my division. Okay, so we're going to start with the Southwest. We're moving on to the West now.
The bottom
yeah. So who do you have as your 5?
I want to say this right now. This is going to be a tough division overall. I think every team in here is pretty good.
They're all going to finish with an over 500 record.
I think my number 5 seed, number 5 team here is the Pelicans. They got a lot better over the off season, and like they
got Jordan Poole. They have Jordan Poole now.
I really liked their moves. But someone has to finish last, so I have the Pelicans.
I have the Grizzlies finishing at 5 because of their injury concerns and them trading away Desmond Bane. I have them finishing with a 43-39 record.
That's still very good.
That's at 5.
Bryce, who is your number 4 then?
I have the Pelicans at 4. I have them finishing 44-38. I think Zion is going to actually be fully healthy this year because we're seeing him super skinny now. I do have concerns though with him with injury concerns. But if we get a skinny, healthy Zion, then Zion's gonna be a monster. He always is. He's got the athleticism to absolutely score 30 if he wants to, 39 and 6 if he wants to, with 2.5 blocks a game. So that's why I'm finishing at 4 with New Orleans. Who do you have finishing at 4?
4, I have the Grizzlies.
Oh, yeah.
I think they're still a very good team. I just think of the teams in this division, they are not as good as the 3 top teams.
So who do you have finishing at 3? You and I might have the same number 3. Yeah,
I have the Mavericks at 3. I think they're a young team. They're not, sorry.
Yeah.
Their best player is obviously still Kyrie, in my opinion, who is still coming back.
Who's going to miss a lot of the year. But they have D'Angelo Russell to hold the fort down.
Davis is a very outstanding player. I think he is, in my opinion, Defensive Player of the Year candidate. Every year he's healthy, but I think with them being still short Kyrie for probably the entire season, I don't know if I can put them above the Rockets or the Spurs.
I have a tiebreaker for 3rd, but I have the Mavericks with a record of 48-34. And on my 2nd seed, I have the San Antonio Spurs at 48-34. I do have the Rockets winning this division, but I do think that the Spurs are going to make the playoffs this year because we're going to get a healthy Wemby. We're going to see De'Aaron Fox, Keldon Johnson. We're going to see Jeremy Sohan. Who else? They got another top 10 pick this year also. I forgot who it was. But
Dylan Harper.
Yeah, Dylan. That's right. They got Dylan Harper. They got Dylan Harper.
You got the second overall.
De'Aaron Fox. Oh, that's right. They did. Dylan Harper and De'Aaron Fox at guard. And then they still have Keldon Johnson, Jeremy Sohan, Victor Wembanyama, Julian Champagny. They might be the deepest team in the entire league. But I still don't think that their firepower is enough to compete with Houston.
Bryce, I have Houston at number 2 and San Antonio at number 1. I think we're going to see a different level of Wemby this year, who has grown 2 inches this offseason.
He's 7'6" now?
Wemby is 7'6" now. He is He was training with Stephen Curry this offseason to shoot.
No.
I have a hard time seeing the Spurs not taking number 1 in this division.
Oh, Jesus. Oh Jesus.
And he
So
spent
yeah,
most of the offseason with Tibetan monks.
I have the Spurs finishing second with a record of 48 and 34, and then I have the Rockets finishing first in the West or in the Pacific Southwest with a record of 58 and 24. I do think that Kevin Durant is going to be the piece this team needed. I think he is,
I think this Rockets team is going to be very scary. I will say
especially
that.
since he's starting at shooting guard tomorrow. But
It's crazy. The shortest player in their starting lineup is 6'7".
I know that's wild. Next,
Bryce,
we're going to move to
the
the
South.
Northwest.
Sorry, Northwest. Yep.
Who's your fat? I think we're gonna have.
The Jazz.
I think our order is going to be the same for the
I think
Northwest.
so. The Jazz for
Yeah, I
5.
have the Jazz at 18 and 64. I think they're going to have the worst record in the league.
Should
I
I
am
assume
excited to see what what's his name?
Bailey?
Ace Bailey is going to look like in a Jazz uniform because I know he didn't want to play there.
I
But
am excited to see the second season of Isaiah Collier.
yeah, you love Isaiah Collier
I
a
think he's
lot.
outstanding. I think he is a player. I was high on CJ McCollum. Everyone thought he was gonna be average. I called him being an all-star. I think Isaiah Collier has the exact same potential.
Yeah. Oh, that's a team. Washington has CJ McCollum. I forgot that. So
Yeah.
still not going to stop them from being the worst team
They're
in the
winning the
West East.
finals. I'm
That's
kidding. I'm
wild.
kidding.
At 4, I have the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah.
At
Same.
4, I have them with a record of 33 and 49. I do think this team is solid. They're like the Panthers. They just need to be patient and develop right
Yeah,
now.
I agree.
And
I
their
think
time.
you and I might disagree on 3. I have the Denver Nuggets.
Yeah, we disagreed. I have.
I think these top 3 teams are juggernauts.
Yeah, they
All
all
3
are.
of them are outstanding. I think I have, I like the Wolves a little bit more.
I think this is the only division where I have two teams with 50 plus wins. I have the Timberwolves at 3 with a record of 46 and 36. However, I could see them going to the conference finals, considering they've gone to the conference finals the last 2 years now. I do think that they could make a deep run. However, I don't think that they're going to be better than the Nuggets, who I have a 52 and 30. And then I have the Oklahoma City
Yeah.
Thunder at finishing in first in the Western Conference with a record of 60 and 22. This
It's hard
team is
to go
just
against Thunder.
too deep. They're
They're
too
so
deep.
good.
They're too deep right now. And they have draft picks for the
I'll say it
next
now.
12
Bryce
million years.
does not like the Thunder.
I
He
don't.
is very anti-Shea, but he is willing to admit that this is a very good team.
Yeah.
All right, Bryce, let's have fun with the Pacific Division.
Okay, now the
We're
fun
gonna be
one.
very similar.
I think it might be. I think it's going to be similar. Who's your
You know
5?
what? I don't think so because I have the Kings at 5.
Yeah, no,
I think they got
that's really
worse.
different.
I think they got significantly worse over the offseason. Bryce, who you
I
got?
have the Suns at 5. I have them finishing with a record of 32 and 50. I think losing Kevin Durant and Bradley Beal is going to hurt them worse than I think it is.
Bradley Beal. Where did they move him to?
He's a Clipper now.
Oh yeah,
Remember they bought him out and he signed with the Clippers?
I forgot about that.
I think that's going to hurt them worse than they realize.
Bryce, my
Both of them.
4 is the Suns. I still think they're gonna be very bad, but I think the Kings will be a little bit worse.
I do think Jalen Green is going to figure it out in Phoenix.
I like
think
Devin Booker and Jalen Green together. I think it'll
I
be
do
a fun
too, actually.
combo.
I do too, actually. But at my 4, I have the Russell Westbrook's newest team, the Sacramento Kings, finishing with a record of 37 and 45. This team is still not good. I don't love them. I do think the Domantas Sabonis and Malik Monk is going to be a really good tandem for them. However, in the West, that is not a duo you can rely on to make the playoffs.
I think
It's
the
not.
Domantas Sabonis experiment needs to be over. He's just not a number 1 guy, and that's fine.
They had a number 1 guy, and then,
Send him off to San
traded
Antonio.
him to San Antonio.
Bryce, my number 3 are the Clippers.
Yeah, this is where we differ. I want to see I want to see how much your my top 3 differ.
Do you want
I
me to go
really
for my
want to
top
see
3
that.
real quick?
No, because I have the Warriors at 3. I have them finishing with a record of 45 and 37. I do think that Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and Steph Curry all work well together. We saw it last year. However, I do think this bench, Al Horford is going to be really good for them because this is an actual center that they haven't had since Steph Curry has come into the NBA.
They're probably
16
his
years
best center
ago,
he's probably had was Andrew
ever.
Bogut.
Yeah, and I think this version of Al Horford is still better than Andrew Bogut.
Probably. Bryce, who's your number two team then?
My number two team, obviously, you know who my top two teams are because I haven't said either one of them yet. This city is going to have the top two teams in the Pacific Division. But I do think that my number two seed is the Los Angeles Clippers with a record of 49 and 33. This team is solid. They got Brook Lopez over in the offseason. They got John Collins in the offseason. Their front court is set. They still have Kawhi Leonard. They still have James Harden. I don't see a scenario where this team finishes lower than second in the Pacific.
And they're a tough team. My number two is the Lakers. I with LeBron potentially missing some time and them still not having a genuine center, in my opinion, like a center they can really bank on. Um, I have to put them below the Warriors, who are my number one team. Bryce DeAndre Ayton is just he's all right at best. I
We
don't think
saw
he's
him.
very
We
good.
saw what happened the last time he was on a competent team. He was one. He was one of the
I'm
two or
sorry,
three
Bryce.
best
I
players
think
in the NBA
DeAndre Ayton is
Finals.
gonna be before you know it, he'll be in trade talks.
And at number
Bryce,
one,
so your number one is obviously
my number one is the Lakers with a record of 53 and 29. You're forgetting the key piece.
I know Luca.
You're forgetting Luca.
No, I get it. Luca's great, but
Luca, in the first 2 to 3
I
weeks
think
of the
this
season,
team
Luca's going to drop 40 a night.
I think this team is going to be better next season than they will be this season. LeBron is clearly going to retire, and I
They
think
have
it's
they have a starting five that can compete with pretty much anybody in the entire league right now.
all right,
They
Bryce. Why don't you go
do.
ahead and give us your playoffs for the West?
So my number 10 seed, I have the Pelicans.
Not bad.
Who's your number
My
10?
number 10 is the Grizzlies.
For my number 9, I have the Warriors.
Wow. Your third seed in the Pacific.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 9, I have the Mavericks.
I at number 8, I have the Timberwolves.
Number 8, I have the Nuggets.
Number 7, I have the Mavericks.
I have the Clippers at 7.
At my number 6, I have the Spurs.
I have the Timberwolves.
My number 5, I have the Clippers.
I have the Lakers.
At my number 4, I have the Nuggets.
I have the Warriors.
3, I have the Lakers.
I have the Rockets.
2, I have the Rockets.
Spurs for 2.
And then 1, we both have the Thunder.
Thunder, yeah.
Now the fun part, because we both have awards
Want to
who
start
we
with
think
Coach
are
of the
going to
Year
win each
and move our
award.
way up?
Coach of the Year, I have Jason Kidd.
I have Mitch Johnson for the Spurs.
Okay, that's right. He's the new head coach of the Spurs. I'm so out of the loop when it comes to the modern day NBA. Clutch Player of the Year, who do you have?
Jaylen Brown.
I have Luka Doncic.
Bryce, who's your Rookie of the Year?
I went chalk. I think it's pretty much a given that Coop's going to be Rookie of the Year. I think he's going to be Rookie of the Year.
I think because of the record, I'm giving it to Dylan Harper.
I can see that. That's fair. Your Defensive Player of the Year, who do you have?
You're going to see a theme here. I have Victor Wembanyama.
Oh, yeah.
The Spurs are cleaning things up a bit on the war.
He was going to be Depoy before he went down last year, but I have Anthony Davis. I think
That's
Anthony Davis
big
is
pick.
going to be the actual defensive anchor in the entire NBA.
I really like that pick a lot, actually. I genuinely do.
I think we're going to see a different monster in Dallas
Would that be
with
his
Anthony
first?
Davis.
Would that be his first ever?
Which is surprising with how
this long,
how amazing he
with
is
no
at
defense player of the
defense.
year is
I
insane.
know, it's so wild.
Bryce,
Okay,
the biggest award. I want you to go first because I think mine's gonna shot.
I said 6. We have 6 man of the year still.
Oh, I didn't do that one. I forgot. Let me.
Okay.
How about you give me your 6 man and I'll.
My
I'll
6 man of the year, I have a repeat. I have Peyton Pritchard winning his second straight 6 man of the year award.
You know what, Bryce? Give me something surprising. Give me Tari Eason from the Houston Rockets.
Oh wow.
Bryce,
So
who is your MVP? Because I think yours. I feel like you've been scratching to say this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Say his name.
He has been top 3 in MVP talks for 4 of the last 5 years now, and he has never won the MVP. So 2025, 2026 is finally the year that Luka Doncic walks away with the MVP award. Walks away with the MVP award, and it's not even close. He becomes the second ever unanimous MVP ever.
So you know how seeding is really important to MVP? Well, do you remember my Eastern Conference picks?
Don't you say it. Don't you say it.
For the first time, actually not the first time ever. For the first time in a long time, Jalen Brunson of the New York Knicks is your MVP. That's right. The Knicks have an MVP for the first time in a very
This is
long
Patrick
time.
Ewing.
Since Patrick Ewing, Jalen Brunson takes over because they're the second seed in the East. Which is
Are
crazier?
you
The Knicks,
kidding me?
that pick or the Wizards?
I still think your Wizards pick is worse because the Wizards are going to be the second one of the two worst teams in the entire NBA. Oh my goodness. You have Jalen Brunson as your MVP, and you
No,
have the Wizards
my
making the
clutch player of the
play-in.
year. Jalen Brunson, MVP. Did you give me your clutch player of the year?
Yeah, I said Luca.
Oh yeah, Luca. You have him winning two awards.
Yes, I do. I have Luca winning 2 awards.
If it helps you, Bryce, Luca's my runner-up.
No, it doesn't help at all because it just means that the NBA will never favor Luka Doncic.
You know what, Bryce? I'm gonna do us both a favor, and I'm gonna change my pick to a man who I think actually does deserve this.
LeBron
Anthony
James.
Edwards.
Anthony Edwards is going to be a future MVP, but not before Luka
I think
Doncic.
Anthony Edwards can do
Not
it.
before Luka Doncic.
I think
Not
another
before
dark horse
Luka.
could be Kevin Durant or Steph Curry.
Anthony Davis.
Anthony Davis, yeah. Or Vic. I wouldn't be
Victor
surprised if we
Wembanyama.
see
Yeah.
Vic make a top five flea this year. But yeah, no, Jalen Brunson.
I have Luka Doncic. But that's going to do it for
Man,
the
Knicks fans are
NBA.
Knicks fans are
Yeah,
gonna love
Knicks
me
fans
after
are
this
going to
point.
absolutely love you. Laker fans are going to absolutely love me for having the
I'm a
Lakers
cat.
win
Do
2
you realize how
awards.
much I disrespected my Cavs? I was gonna pick Kenny Atkinson,
I
but I was
thought
like,
I
I'm pretty
thought
sure he won it last year.
when you said record meant something, I thought you were going to say that Donovan Mitchell was going to be your MVP,
No,
and
I'm
I
not that
was
much of a
about to
homer.
throw something
This is the thing. I love my
somewhere.
Cavs, but Donovan Mitchell is not an MVP player. He is the number one, but he also has so many good players around him that he'll never win MVP. He
That's
could be an
true.
NBA, all NBA first team guy because he's good enough, and he was. But he'll never win the MVP because he always has a Darius Garland or an Evan Mobley or a Jared Allen taking away points.
He also doesn't have the skill of Luka Doncic
But
or
Jalen
Nikola
does.
Jokic or Joel Embiid or Giannis or LeBron James or Kevin Durant, Steph
All right,
Curry
chill out, chill out.
or SGA.
Okay, whatever.
Alrighty, but that's gonna do it. Let us know what you think with the NBA season coming in like what
Like 12, like
eight and a
not
half hours or something,
like no time.
or starting in like
8 hours
16 and a
and
half
seven.
hours or 16 and a half hours or something. But that's
Yeah.
gonna do it. Let us know what you think. How crazy? Who had the crazier take? Me with my Luca or Kendall with Jalen Brunson MVP and the Wizards making the play-in and the
Yeah,
Bulls
leave the
making the
comments
play-in?
below.
Yeah,
Let
leave
let
your
us know what you
comments
think.
below. We really want to know what you think. I feel like our NBA stuff is going to be the one where we really get a lot of hate, regardless.
We're
Because our
gonna go
NFL
live.
one, usually
Pretty
people kind
tame.
of agree. Some people, yeah, they're pretty tame, but our NBA ones, because we've been following the NBA for a lot longer. Well, you're still following the NBA more than I am now, so you're going to carry our
I
NBA
watched
stuff.
NBA like crazy.
But yeah, let us know how
Yeah.
crazy our takes were because there's probably going to be some wild takes. You think he's crazy
The
with the
Blue Jays
Packers?
won, Bryce.
I know the Blue Jays are World Series bound, but you think he's crazy with the Packers? When it comes to the Lakers, I am absolutely
Bad.
insane.
It's
I am
bad.
in meltdown mode after every single game, and
Every
there's
single jump shot.
82 game, every single jump shot, every single game, and there's 82 games compared to 17 for the NBA. So yeah, you guys know what to do. If you like the video, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.